'Cause I'm just a nobody, trying to tell everybody all about somebody who saved my soul. Ever since you rescued me, you gave my heart a song to sing. I'm living for the world to see, nobody but Jesus.
Hello, good afternoons. Thank you so much for logging on and listening and being part of the Legacy Continues podcast. So as many of you know, my mom started this podcast last year, and it was called Real Talks with Miss Brenda, and she passed away in December. So since December, it was March because she had, anyway. That part doesn't matter. We started, we wanted the legacy to continue. Everything that my mom had started, we wanted to continue all the things that were making kingdom impact. And here on the Legacy Continues podcast right now, we are and just want to motivate, encourage Lovelady graduates and any listeners at all that we were created with purpose and that we are created to make kingdom impact. And we want to encourage one another. And we think by sharing our testimonies and sharing what God has done in our lives and how how He's created purpose in our lives and how that can make a difference, and that if He did it for us, He'll do it for you. We believe that's what as we share testimonies. So today I have someone who is doing just that, where I have watched over the years the Lord do a beautiful work in her life, and then to watch the difference and impact that she is making on others has been beautiful. So I am so honored and excited to have Lisa. I call her Lisa, but her name's, y'all, most, especially our grads know, is Michelle Oglesby. Thank you so much for coming on and agreeing that she says she's happy, but she's also a little anxious and nervous. I'm like, don't be, because we get a chance to share what God has done. True. And He has done just to watch you over the years. And then to see your determination, yes, to see the restoration, mm-hmm, to see I want to get ahead and tell more of the story. I just love some of the things that I'm seeing in your life right now. It's beautiful. So I'm excited that you've agreed to share. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Happy to. Absolutely. It's a little out of my comfort zone, but the Lord asks us to step out of our comfort zone.
That He does.
So I was like, okay, I can do that.
I promise you, I have been uncomfortable for a while now, but He is faithful.
Yeah, you do it great. You do it beautifully.
The tears falling. Yeah. So let's talk for a minute. I want to let's tell a little bit about your journey. What landed you to the Lovelady Center? And we can start as far away from the Lovelady as you want, but what brought you to this place?
Well, so, not to go back too far, but some things in my early years, just some emotional issues, led to some depression problems, which of course, lead to a little bit of self-medicating type of things, which make you easily influenced by...
Makes you vulnerable.
Yes.
Okay.
And I found myself in a very odd position in my early 40s, where I was court ordered to a long-term rehab facility. And
so there was, in your 40s was the first time you got any type of legal trouble? Mm-hmm. Because addiction was the root, yes, and when did that addiction start?
Another funny thing, and this is where I see God's hand, though, all over this. It started when I was 40, almost 41, and it caught up with me and was stopped when I was 41.
Oh, wow.
So less than a year.
Okay.
But that particular substance caught me up quick.
Okay.
And became a daily habit. And, but I literally remember being in my gravel driveway, begging the Lord to do something.
So it sounds like the depression and things that had kicked in, that was the open door to
Yes,
that was really,
absolutely.
so it was, though it was a journey, it was
It was a
really the
journey.
depression and things
Mhm.
that it was the addiction part that brought it to a halt.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So 41 court ordered, were you court ordered here the first time?
Yes.
Okay. So what year was that?
That was in 2012.
2012, you were court ordered to come here.
Mhm.
All right.
And I graduated in 2013, and then I stayed for almost another year, and then went home.
Okay.
And that was in 2014. So by 2017, that ugly thing reared its head again, and that stopped me, pulled me out of the world for about 2.5 years.
So was the did like any of the depression stuff creep back in, or
Yes.
just the addiction at that point?
It was the depression.
Okay.
And a lot of it, I think, is just that vulnerability.
Okay.
I did not surround myself with a supportive group. I had a support. My family is incredibly, incredibly supportive and loving. And I chose to surround myself with other people that weren't supportive. And I say all the time, it's all about who you choose to surround yourself with. It's such a huge, huge part of recovery, and then, maintaining that. But yeah, that was a big mistake in doing that. I learned incredible lessons from it.
So you ended up coming back here in 2019.
In 2019.
You came back 19
on parole.
Okay. Okay. Some reason I thought it was after COVID. All right, got you. So you came back in
2019, and that was on parole.
Okay.
And I have been here ever since.
not living here, because I've watched the process. But I like that. So you came, so 19, then you ended up getting grad status, and then you work in our
education department.
And what do you do in our education department?
I am a GD instructor.
Okay.
Yes.
And so you help women. Tell a little bit how that works.
Well, every client that comes in the program comes down and does an education plan. Of course, we know the first thing they've got to do is build that relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just me being an educator. I think the next thing they should do is get their education. And that's always been a big part of this program ever since I have been affiliated with the program, even since 2012.
Right.
So if they don't have a GED or high school diploma, they come see me, and we get them put on one of our 5 tutoring schedules.
Mm-hmm.
And we push them on through when we can. For real, we have this much time to prep for a GED, whereas community colleges have all the time in the world.
Right. But we're trying, and I tell our girls that all the time, when they come in and they, like we've got 9 to 12 months to help you and to guide you and to love you and to help you.
Yes.
And we're not going to speed the process. And I'm accountable for what I'm accountable. Yep. I'm accountable for the time that God's entrusted us with you.
Right.
And then I believe that was the same. Like, we've got a lot to do in 9 to 12 months.
Yes. It's about quality time.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And so as the girls, and I know that I know that it's hard. GEDs are 4 different parts, but I know that you are, seems on a regular basis, posting girls to pass their part of their GEDs.
Yes.
So what is that like?
I love that. That's so great. I'm going to tell you, I'm always awed and so impressed by their desire. And it tickles me too when I have somebody that comes in and didn't think they desired it and then discover that they do.
Do you think it's, if they think they don't desire, do you think they think it's because it's too far in their reach? And that I think that, between you and Connie and the tutors who I think I love that it's a lot of our participants in the program that they're able to that they're empowering others, which is empowering as we help others then what it does to someone's confidence and like, well, God can use me. God can use me. And then you see that them, they're like, hey, wait, this is a peer helping me, equipping me, and empowering me, and then so that's empowering to them. Yeah, I think it's just how, to me, the love of God, the hand of God operates.
It really is. And we have been so blessed in the relationships that we have with the schools.
Yeah,
that we have partnerships with.
Yeah,
and can I say the school?
Yeah.
Central Alabama Community College. Woo!
Yes.
They, I will tell you, when we got involved with them, it was really just kind of by chance that happened. And that actually was because a client that had been in Shelby County Jail was doing a program through them. And then she came here and wanted to continue the program. So, one of the ladies from Central Alabama Community College came over here to talk to Connie, and they got to talking about that program, which led to then talking about the GED program. And they were like, oh no, y'all can do distance learning, and I mean to tell you, just started rolling after that.
I would say a lot of our program is because of situation. Mom was very passionate about taking a holistic approach. We want to help the whole person, not just recovery, not just reentry, but how do we deal with the whole person? Right. And the Lord has brought because we didn't know what we were doing, but thank God that He did. But I think when we're limited, God says that gives me room to move. Right. But when we think we can do it all, then the Lord, okay, go do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? But we really were just that limited, where God was like.
But you were both so open to receiving.
Because the Lord was that holistic, and He build it and they'll come, and we built it and they've definitely come because He's provided, and it's been pretty amazing. And I love it, and I know that we have a lot of other community partners. Colleges that do so much for us, and so grateful. I know we just started a new educational certification.
Connie has a lot.
Yeah, there's so many, but the one that it's a hospitality certificate.
Yes.
And within that
customer service, I think
that's within the hospitality. I think, and all the things. Yes. There's so many different certificates that come with that. I think it's just more tools in their belt. I agree. We just have two, which blows my mind. Two girls who graduated today who are getting their CDL license.
Right.
I'm like, I cannot. And it is so funny listening to them trying to back up an 18-wheeler. And I'm like,
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, no.
Nobody wants me backing up an 18-wheeler.
No, me either.
I'm doing good to back up my little car.
But just to hear their empowerment, how much they've gotten from it, and it's just so sweet. But I want to back to your journey, a little bit back to your journey, and just again, you've been a huge blessing here to see what you've done and how you've loved others. You've shown the love of Jesus, and as you tutor and prepare them for the GED, that you've also just done it with the love of Jesus and made it evident that He is the center. And then I've watched you not rush any process in your personal life, and then like when it came time, you was like, I think I found an apartment. I think I fixed to move into an apartment, and then you made that move, and it was just beautiful to watch it. A little bit about when you your family. Let's share a little bit about your family, because I know how much they mean to you right now, and the support that they bring to you right now. And
I really do have an incredible family. And I'm not going to say there weren't some other family members that struggled a little bit with maybe like alcoholism, but I didn't see a lot of, I was very naive about addiction.
Well, I think that's one of the things that plays your vulnerability and why it attacked you so hard so quick, because you were in this place of you were vulnerable. You were, with the depression, and probably some loneliness. And then when someone came in and they were feeling that, and then they introduced you to something that you're just like, I could see the naiveness and totally.
Yes.
And so during that time of your addiction that ended up being part of your journey even though you weren't in it long, it ended up affecting quite a few years of your life with your children.
Yes.
But I know you have a beautiful relationship with them today.
I do, and that's one thing I do count myself very fortunate that my children were never mad at me. They were never mad at me. They were scared for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little bit hard for me to talk about because I get a little bit teary-eyed. But they were on my side, rooting me on, always encouraging me. But I knew that they were sad, but they were never mad. And so they have been, man, my biggest cheerleaders over these years, and just continuing to believe in me when I didn't believe in me, and when I thought that they didn't have any reason to believe in me. They continued to believe in me. And now...
did that play a strong role in you?
Yes.
I think when I've heard you share, I felt like it played a strong role in you drawing the boundary line.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My children, I'm not going to say that they outlined an ultimatum, but they definitely made a clear line drawn because they love me and because they care about me.
And they need to.
They weren't going to sit by and watch me self-destruct.
Yeah.
And so God used my children who I love, and said, I know what's going to get her ear.
Yeah.
And the Lord was absolutely right. He always knows how to get my ear. Sometimes I think, Lord, I feel like I don't have to have this much slap in the face, but apparently I do. But they did, and it was absolutely what I needed. And it allowed me to stand back and sort of reevaluate a lot of things. And I keep saying now, my motto, I may not know exactly what I want. I'm going to leave. God's going to put things in my life I didn't even know I wanted.
Right.
But I know what I don't want.
Okay.
And that's almost as good.
Okay.
I'm saying, well, I know I don't want that. So it's out. Okay, Lord, what you want me to want?
Speaking of wanting and what the Lord is doing, aren't you going to be a grandmother?
I am for the second time.
Second time? So you have 2 grandchildren?
I have one granddaughter who is 12.
Okay.
My oldest, my son, has a daughter who's 12.
Okay.
My baby is expecting a baby.
Okay.
December 28th.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to have us a good Christmas present.
Yes. Boy or girl?
Girl.
What's your grandmother name?
Tay-Tay.
Tay-Tay.
Which is actually my aunt name. My oldest nephew, we were trying to tell him to say auntie, and it would come out Tay-Tay.
Okay.
So all my nephews called me Tay-Tay, and when we were going through with my oldest granddaughter, what's my grandmother name going to be? What's my grandmother name going to be? And I'm like, none of those sound right for me. And I said, my grandchildren can call me Tay-Tay. So,
okay.
That's just my overall name.
I'm loving my grandmother role, so I always love to share with other grandmothers. Everybody knows I'm Wally. I am Wally, and I love.
Yes.
I have an aunt named too, and my nieces and nephews and great nieces and nephews still they call me Sissy.
Yes, right.
Yeah, but I am Lolly.
Lolly?
My 2 grandboys and soon to be granddaughter.
Yes.
So I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I'm so glad that the Lord brought you here. And that He restored and that He redeemed, and to hear, when I hear you talk about your family, and when I hear how you post or you get, you celebrate each GED pass test or those.
I get very, very excited.
Yeah.
I know this, that I get very, very excited. Actually, it's just a constant. I can't even express to the Lord how thankful I am, and I don't have to because He knows my heart. that he so specifically made a place for me in this world to do really exactly what my heart desired.
Okay.
And I just didn't even know what that place might be if these certain unfortunate events had not happened. I would have never known.
You know, I frequently say we could have gotten there without it, but aren't we glad that God did use it to launch us to where He's at? And
Absolutely.
I know that
Yes.
He did that for me, and I know He's done it for many of you. And if you hadn't figured out what that place, what that place is, just seek the Lord out. He's got a purpose for each and every one of us. And just as we've been talking over the last couple of weeks, since the alumni, we talk about the legacy continues, that as the Lord redeems and He restores and He atones, as we talk about in Isaiah, and the Lord says, who will go on my behalf, and you said, count me in. I hope you have said, count me in, and
it's worth it.
Yes. And let's just see what God keeps doing.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for logging in. Thank you for coming and sharing, even if it was out of your comfort zone. Yeah. I deeply appreciate it.
You made it easy.
And know that we love you. Thank you so much.